had to pee really bad. So we told the cop that, and he was like, all right, I'll make this quick. Um, but I've gotten pulled over a lot, and I've gotten out of tickets in like weird ways. So I have a tip for you guys based on this one story. I was driving, and I guess I was following the car in front of me a little too closely. And I saw a car coming up behind me in the left lane, and I was like, well, I'll wait for this car to pass, and then I'll go. But the car wasn't passing, and I was just like tailgating this one car in front of me, waiting. And then I saw lights go on, and I was like, oh my God, an ambulance. So, and then I was like, well, I'm going to wait for the ambulance, but it wasn't. So then I moved into the lane to let the ambulance go, but the ambulance followed me, and I was like, that's weird. So then I went back into the other lane, and I was like doing a high-speed chase, apparently. And I was so confused. And then I realized I was getting pulled over, and I pulled over, and the cop goes, do you know why I pulled you over? And I was like, I'm so confused. I thought you were an ambulance. And he was like, what? No, you were tailgating the car in front of you. And I was like, well, yeah, there was a car, coming up. I was waiting for that car to go around. He goes, that was me. And we were both so confused that he just let me go. He was like, just fucking get out of here. I was like, all right. But yeah, if you ever get pulled over, just be like, I thought you were an ambulance, and you'll probably be fine. Yeah, that's my tip for you guys tonight. Just here helping you guys out. Oh, man. What else? Easter's coming up. Anyone Catholic here? Anyone, giving up anything for Lent? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'm Irish Catholic. I have that guilt. But for Lent, I've just given up. Yeah, it's working out well. Spring is coming. Yeah. I get excited about spring, but I do get sad when winter goes away, because there's this great thing about winter that people don't love as much, or they don't realize it about winter, and that is that during the winter time, you get to see everybody's cum faces. Yeah, you're like, what? Have you ever watched anybody trying to dig out their car in the snow, or shovel the sidewalk, and the look on their face, the determination, the sweat, the tears in their eyes, the repetitive motions, and then they finally break through the ice, and it's just ha, they start shivering. They remember it's cold on the inside and the outside. But yeah, it's fun, and it's great if you're single, because you just go around, you find people shoveling, and then you talk to them, and then you kind of bend down and look at their faces and see what they would look like above you in bed, to get a good read on them. So I like the spring, but I miss the cum faces, I do have to say. The good thing about spring, though, is spring cleaning. That's cool, yeah, whatever. Whatever. No, but I was talking to my cousin recently. We were texting, and she meant to tell me that her friend was depressed, but the text I got said she's depreciated. And I thought, what a genius way to describe a friend. Imagine it, gathering your friend group together, and you're like, guys, Brenda is really just been lame lately. She's bringing the value of our group down. She's depreciated. I think we should just Marie Kondo her out of here. She is not bringing us joy at all. It's not sparking it. And then you text Brenda, and you're like, Brenda, you've been MK'd. And she's like, what's that? And you're like, Marie Kondo. Who's that? Bitch, look it up. We don't have time for you anymore. So just slinging tips. You can spring clean people out of your life. These people have people in mind. They're like, oh yeah, they have a Brenda. They're like, this bitch. We're making notes. MK. Yeah. Oh. Heard a snort? Yeah, that was cute. Love you guys already. Favorite table. A lot of people are doing spring cleaning on Facebook Marketplace. Does anybody peruse Facebook Marketplace? It's one of my favorite hobbies. It's a great way to get to know your neighbors, what's going on behind closed doors. If you want a good laugh, just go on Facebook Marketplace, look up mirrors. It's incredible how many people don't know how to take a picture of a mirror without like awkwardly being in it. Like, you know you can step out of the frame and still show the whole mirror. We don't need to see you. Or your cat. But there's a trend going on Facebook Marketplace recently. People are getting rid of their inspirational home decor. You know, like home is where the heart is. Because we've all been at home for like too long now during the pandemic. They're like, get me out of here. You know, like happy wife, happy life. Husbands are like, no. It's wine o'clock somewhere. Bitch, it's been wine o'clock 24/7 for 2.5 years. Like, we don't need the reminder that we're all alcoholics now. So those are all for sale. I saw one for sale. The title just said, funny bathroom sign. And I clicked on it, and the sign just said, please don't do cocaine in our bathroom. I was like, that's a sign. You might need new friends. But, no, if it were me, I would have a sign in the bathroom that would say, like, if you're doing coke in the bathroom, let the hostess know. Hashtag sharing is caring. I saw another sign for sale that was just like, our sweet baby boy brings us home so much joy. And that was for sale. For $3. Like, families are falling apart. Oh, man. My favorite signs, though, are the Live, Laugh, Love ones. Because I buy them and I repurpose them. Instead of Live, Laugh, Love, I write die, cry, masturbate. And I hang that over my bed. That's more fun. Do you guys like my fanny pack? Thank you. I am such a grandma. Like, things I have in here are so, like, I literally have lifesavers. Like, why? I always have stamps on me. I have them in there somewhere. I have a fortune, like, if anyone needs to feel better. Okay. Says, a good memory is fine, but the ability to forget is the one true test of greatness. So, yeah. So please just, like, forget this set after, and you'll feel so much better. You'll be like, Jackie who? Yeah, she sucks. No, it's fine. Where was I going? Okay, guys. I have been craving pimento olives for 4.5 years. Because that's how long I've been single, and I don't have anyone to open the jars. So I was just like, people are like, oh my god, she's so thirsty. I'm like, I'm hungry too, bitch. There are so many foods I don't have access to. So I'm on all the dating sites. I signed up for a site called Positive Singles. Because I was like, well, I'm positively single. Wrong. Turns out it's a dating site for people who are positive for things like HPV. Silly. I kept my profile though because I was like, These are the people who know how to have a good time.
They're fun.
Yeah. I'm on Hinge. That's a fun one. And now on Hinge, guys can answer like prompts with like voice memos. So there's one guy, and the prompt was like how to pronounce my name, and his name was David, and I was like, how else, David? Like, how would you? What would be different? Like, is the D silent? David? Like, I just was so curious. So I clicked on it, and he just said, my name looks easy to pronounce, but you actually pronounce it Daddy. And I was like, ew, David. Another guy, his prompt was, what do you prefer, chocolate or vanilla? And I read that and I was just like, that's so stupid. Like, who cares? Like, why would a relationship hinge on whether you prefer chocolate or vanilla? But then I remembered something about an ex of mine. He really loved strawberry milk. Now, this is a grown man who, like, regularly drank strawberry milk, okay? Like, he was not team chocolate or vanilla. He was in a strawberry field of serial killers. Okay? Like, he would pour it on his cereal. You know? And I was like, that's so gross. And the really weird thing about that was, like, he was so into strawberry milk. Like, so into it. But he wouldn't go down on me when I had my period. And I was like, but it's strawberry milk. No, I know, that's so gross. It's disgusting. Please, boo that. That's so gross. I would never. That's so gross. That's not strawberry milk, okay? That's more of like a tomato-based egg drop soup. You know? That's so gross. Yum, drink to that. Dating. So I'm originally from New York. Don't hate me. And dating in Montana is very different from dating in New York because guys on the dating apps, they're like their photos, they're like offering up like lines of cocaine. Let's go blow this one. It's like Wall Street guys, like ew. But then guys here in Montana are like all about the fish offerings. You know, like you know, right? Like they're like, I can provide for you. I'm like, okay. All right. That's kind of cool. But I really love it when guys like hold the fish right up to their face and they're smiling, you know? And that's a good sign, ladies. That's a swipe right because a guy holding a fish that close to his face. That guy should have no problem going down on me. So, swipe right. Yeah. I want to create a dating app and just call it, hey, what's your friend's name? Have you ever gone out with somebody and then you meet their friend group and you're like, oh, I got the ugly one. You know? And my app, it would just be like affirmations to just do it. You just click on it and be like, just do it. Just ask, what's their friend's name? Okay, I'm working on it. It's work in progress. I found another site, a dating site called McBroken.com. Well, I thought it was a dating site. I thought it was like for sad Irish people, like myself. Turns out it's just a website you can go to see if your local McDonald's ice cream machine is working or not. McBroken.com. And I imagine if you're on that site anyway, you're sad and single, you know, and probably angry, because I'm sure your machine isn't working. But the funny thing about the site is it's sponsored by Jack in the Box. And they'll like redirect you, like, come to Jack in the Box instead. And I was like, this actually would be a great dating site, make broken. And I could make one like sponsored by Jackie in the Box. And my tagline would be something like, I don't know, like, dip your meat in a different kind of milkshake. I don't know, just an idea. I have a lot of ideas. I came up with an idea for another site called, instead of OnlyFans, because I couldn't be on OnlyFans. I don't think I would really do well. I don't have anything to show under here, trust me. Even my gynecologist told me that. No, for real. I went in for just a checkup, and she was like, oh, do you want me to do a breast exam? And where she just feels me up for lumps and bumps, and me being me, I made a joke. And I was like, well, I'd probably know if I had a lump because it would probably just look like a boob. And she laughed, and then she agreed with me. And she was like, you're right. And then she just moved on with the rest of the exam, and I was like, oh my god, like, what if I am unwell, and now I don't know. Yeah, so can't be on OnlyFans, but I was like, I'll make an app or site called Only Grans for grandmas like me. And it would just be like fun, wholesome grandmas doing like grandma shit. Like you could subscribe to one like bacon pies, but it would be like, you know, she'd be baking like a that cherry pie. I don't know, or like, oops, that's not chocolate mousse. Or like a mince your meat pie, or I don't know, fun stuff, whatever. And then it's cool because on OnlyGrams, payment can be made in like Werther's Originals, cause they're grandmas. And I would have an OnlyGrams account because I'm such a grandma. But my tagline, my bio might say something like, you know, this pussy's a little dry, a little old, but since we're in Montana, I've heard it's still the last best place to come. On that note, I am Jackie Rapetti. You guys have a good night.